During the Olympic Games, athletes from nations all over the world compete in this spectacular international event. There are tears of joy from the medal winners and sometimes tears of disappointment from the losers. But the tears shed by Joni Rochette, the outstanding Canadian figure skater, moved audiences everywhere. Joni's mother came to Vancouver to watch her daughter who was participating in the women's figure skating competition. Both mother and daughter were very excited. 2 days before Joni's program, her mother died from a massive heart attack. Many people felt that Joni would withdraw from the games because of her grief. On the contrary, her mother's death made this young woman more determined than ever to skate. She wanted to dedicate her program to her mother. When Joni gracefully entered the rink, the audience rose and applauded her courage. Before she began her program, she lowered her head in a moment of prayer. Then she skated a beautiful dance dedicated to her mother, whom she loved so dearly. Viewers everywhere were moved to tears. Joni's performance will be remembered because it expresses the true spirit of the Olympics. Participating, not winning, is what makes an Olympian. The outpouring of support from people around the world was the highest recognition she could earn as an athlete, and, more important, as a human being. You too can apply this lesson to your life. You will be a winner if, like the Olympians, you work hard to make your dream come true. Be strong and face the challenges. Have confidence in yourself. With determination and courage, you can succeed.
Mr. Satoshi Oseki, a remarkable young man in his 30s, was born on the Nagasaki Islands. At the age of 16, he won a scholarship to an international school in the UK. There, along with students from many countries, he learned how intercultural studies promote peace. After 2 years in the UK, he returned to Japan and attended Kyoto University. Shortly after his graduation, he founded the Nagasaki Islands School of Natural and Intercultural Studies. Mr. Oseki has developed the Treasures of Japan, a special summer program for foreign high school students. During their stay in the Nagasaki Islands, these teenagers explore the natural beauty of their surroundings. Far away from the hustle and bustle of their daily routine, they can enjoy the simple pleasures of island life, smelling the clean sea air, waiting for the fishing boats to return, or watching a beautiful sunset. They live with local families and learn about Japanese traditions. Thanks to these homestays, they make many new friends. This special experience in the Nagasaki Islands teaches these teenagers that people from different cultures can live together in harmony. To do so, however, they must stop focusing on the differences that separate them. Once they start looking for the similarities that unite them, the barrier between them and us falls. In 2007, Mr. Oseki's summer session was ranked #1 by the People-to-People Ambassador Program. This organization was founded in 1956 by the late American President Dwight D. Eisenhower. He strongly believed that intercultural understanding is the key to peace. Mr. Oseki shares this dream and hopes that his students will become ambassadors of peace. Today, people worry about the future of our planet. They are especially concerned about pollution, shrinking water supplies, erosion of farm soil, global warming, and the growing population. At present, there are over 6 billion people in the world, and the number continues to grow. Will there be enough food, water, and energy for everybody? If we want to be responsible global citizens, environmental protection must be a top priority. Most people believe that there should be stricter laws to protect the land, water, forests, and endangered species. Harmful chemicals and pesticides should be banned. New buildings should be eco-friendly and energy efficient. Oil companies should develop clean, alternative sources of energy. To improve air quality, pollution must be reduced. Today, it's fashionable to talk about environmental or the so-called green issues. But talking green is not enough. You must actively go green in your daily life. As an individual, you may not be able to change the world, but, as the old saying goes, every little bit helps. What can you do? For grocery shopping, take your reusable green bag. Why not buy organic produce? This food is healthier for you and the environment. Always read the energy efficiency rating for appliances. Choose the brand with the highest rating, even if it costs a bit more. In the long run, you will save money because this product uses less energy. Where can you get more information? Just Google the word green and you'll find websites with eco-friendly products ranging from shampoos and soap to fashionable green clothes and accessories. Going green is the best way for you to protect our planet.
If you go to Shibuya Station in Tokyo, you can see the statue of a dog named Hachiko. Every afternoon, Hachiko went to meet his master, Professor Hidesaburo Ueno. One afternoon in 1925, the professor did not return because he died from a massive stroke. Poor Hachiko did not understand what had happened. Every day for the next 10 years, the faithful dog returned to the station and waited for his master. Aren't you moved by Hachiko's loyalty? If you visit Central Park in New York City, you will see the statue of Balto, another famous dog. In January 1925, there was an outbreak of diphtheria in the city of Nome, Alaska. The local doctor warned the city authorities that thousands of children, especially among the Eskimo population, could die from this highly infectious disease. Would you like to know what happened? Fortunately, the diphtheria vaccine was available. The challenge was how to deliver this life-saving medicine to Nome. Because of the harsh winter conditions, the only solution was to use dog sleds. This dangerous mission was carried out by a relay team of 20 men with their dog sleds. To reach Nome, they had to travel 674 miles through blinding blizzards, freezing temperatures, and dangerous ice. Balto, the lead dog of Gunnar Cassin's team, guided them through whiteout conditions. Would you believe that they covered the last 53 miles in 7.5 hours? The children of Nome were saved. The statue of Balto in Central Park commemorates this heroic event. The inscription beneath the statue praises Balto and all the dogs for their endurance, fidelity, and intelligence.
During the cold winter of 1900, a little girl named Hisako Nakamura suffered severe frostbite. To save her life, the doctors had to amputate her hands and her feet. After these operations, people made fun of her. The neighborhood children even called her a dog because she could not eat with chopsticks. She got angry and made up her mind to learn how to eat with chopsticks like a human being. 1 year later, she succeeded. Hisako's mother made her daughter learn how to wash and dress herself, cook, sew, and embroider. At the age of 20, Hisako joined a circus. The audience was amazed by the skills of this handicapped woman. In Nagoya, Hisako studied calligraphy with a famous teacher. He gave her lessons not only about calligraphy, but also about life. He told her to stop hating herself. Instead, she should imitate the lotus, a beautiful flower which grows in muddy water. Despite her handicaps, she too could be beautiful like the lotus. In 1937, Hisako had an emotional meeting with Helen Keller, who was visiting Tokyo. When Hisako gave this famous woman a Japanese doll she had made, Helen embraced her new friend. Both women understood that the language of the heart is universal. In 1940, Hisako returned to her hometown of Takayama to study Buddhism. She also published her autobiography. She passed away in 1968 at the age of 72. In closing, I would like you to learn a lesson from this remarkable woman. Her handicaps made her appreciate the gift of life. God gave me life, she said. I have lived it through with gratitude. Follow her advice and live your life with gratitude.
My grandmother always told me that laughter is the best medicine. It makes you feel good when you are healthy and helps you feel better when you are sick or down in the dumps. Now I am going to explain to you how and why laughter promotes good health. First of all, laughter is good for your body. It increases your blood flow, stimulates your heartbeat, and brings more oxygen to your body. Since laughter reduces stress, it can also help protect you against heart attacks. Laughter boosts your immune system and your resistance to disease because it increases the good cells which fight infection. Second, laughter is good for your mind. A good laugh lets you forget, at least temporarily, your worries and fears. When you feel more relaxed and less stressed, your mood improves. Many doctors and health professionals recommend laughter therapy for patients with serious illnesses such as cancer. In some cases, professional clowns help people, especially children, deal with pain or trauma. Dr. Madan Kataria, a well-known physician from Mumbai, India, believes in the positive power of laughter. His Hasaya yoga technique combines laughter with yoga breathing exercises. In 1995, he formed a laughter yoga club in Mumbai. It was an instant success, and now there are more than 6,000 clubs all over the world. Dr. Kataria's motto is laugh and be healthy. Finally, laughter is good for your social life because it creates a positive bond with others. Laughter is contagious. When one person starts laughing, the others usually join in. People who laugh are less likely to argue. Laughter also makes you spontaneous and natural, so it will be easier to make friends. If you want to be healthy, why don't you follow my grandmother's advice? Laughter is really the best medicine.
Terry Fox was a young Canadian who turned personal tragedy into a message of hope. Now I would like to tell you the story of his battle against cancer. Terry led the life of a typical teenager until 1977 when he was diagnosed with bone cancer. The doctors told him that the only way to stop the cancer from spreading was to amputate his right leg. Even then, he would have only a 50-50 chance of survival. After the surgery, Terry went through 16 months of chemotherapy. Worse than the pain of his treatments was the look of fear and despair on the faces of the cancer patients. These people had lost hope. Because of this traumatic experience, Terry was determined to raise money for cancer research. His plan was ambitious. He decided to run across Canada, approximately 8,000 kilometers. This would be a marathon of hope in the battle against cancer. His goal was to raise $24 million. That is, $1 for each of the 24 million people living in Canada. On April 12, 1980, Terry started his marathon of hope. Canadians were moved by the courage and determination of this young man. In 143 days, he had run 5,373 kilometers. Then he had to stop because the cancer had spread to his lungs. Canadians believed in Terry's message. They made his dream come true because by February 1981, they had raised $24.17 million. A few months later, Terry Fox passed away. He was only 22. Today, the Terry Fox Run is an annual event in countries around the world. It is the largest single-day cancer fundraiser. Terry would be proud that his marathon of hope continues.
Nobuyuki Tsuji. Music plus a positive attitude. 1. Reading passage. A few months ago, a good friend sent me a CD recorded by a young Japanese pianist named Nobuyuki Tsuji. I had never heard of this young man, but according to my friend, Mr. Tsuji is a musical phenomenon. Of course, I immediately listened to the CD. Mr. Tsuji's performance was magnificent. Thanks to his extraordinary technique, he made the piano speak to his listeners. As his fingers raced across the piano keys, he expressed the emotions in his heart. His playing was so beautiful that it brought tears to my eyes. My friend was right. Mr. Tsuji is indeed a musical phenomenon. At that point, I was eager to learn more about this talented young pianist. I Googled his name and discovered, much to my surprise, that he had been born blind. Despite this handicap, or perhaps because of it, he loved music. When he was 7, he won first prize in a competition for blind Japanese music students. 3 years later, he started performing with important symphony orchestras in Japan. Then, in 2009, he became the first Japanese pianist to win the prestigious Van Cliburn International Piano Competition. Since then, he has had a busy schedule performing in Japan and abroad. Most people are born with 5 senses: seeing, hearing, touching, tasting, and smelling. Some, like Mr. Tsuji, are not so lucky. To compensate for their handicap, these individuals must refine and improve the other senses. Mr. Tsuji has made up for his blindness by developing his sense of hearing and touch. When you listen to his recordings or watch him perform, you understand that music lets him see the world. Without a doubt, Mr. Tsuji is an artist who enriches our lives through his musical talent. He has mesmerized audiences all over the world. They are awed by his dazzling technique and carried away by the passion in his playing. They admire this young pianist because his love of music has given him the strength and determination to overcome his visual handicap. Mr. Tsuji is also a role model. He shows us that doing what we love is not an impossible dream, even for people with handicaps or other problems. The path to achieving our goal is, however, neither easy nor smooth. First of all, we must believe in ourselves. Then we must be willing to work hard, especially when we face setbacks or challenges. Finally, we must always keep a positive attitude. If we follow these 3 steps, we too can make our dreams come true. In my opinion, there is also a special message in Mr. Tsuji's amazing story. It's very direct. Quite simply, if we want to improve the quality of our lives, we must be thankful for what we have and who we are. We should stop complaining about what is wrong in our lives. Being thankful means forgetting the negative things in our lives and thinking positive thoughts. We should remember the good times and forget the bad ones. We should focus on our accomplishments and learn from our mistakes. We should have faith in our ability to overcome the challenges that everyone must face sooner or later. Most important, we should remember that negative thoughts make us afraid of the future and thus keep us frozen in the past. Positive ones, on the contrary, give us the energy and courage to move forward into the future. English speakers have a colorful way to describe the difference between a positive attitude and a negative one. They ask you to imagine a glass that is partially full of water. Is it half empty or half full? If you say that it is half empty, then you have a negative attitude toward life. You may even believe that in the future this glass will be completely empty. If, on the other hand, you reply that it is half full, you have a positive attitude. One day you may even try to fill this glass to the brim. Mr. Tsuji's musical success is a result of his hard work and his love of music. We must not forget that he did not let his visual handicap stop him from achieving his dream. For this reason, his story touches the hearts of people all over the world. They are moved by the beauty and passion of his piano performances. At the same time, they are also inspired by his positive attitude toward life. We are fortunate that Nobuyuki Tsuji has filled his glass so much that now it is overflowing with music, plus a positive attitude.